Hello, listeners. Welcome to yet another special episode of Courage Talks. Special guest today is Pratik Desai. 27 plus full marathons, ultra marathons, two times comrade, multiple times Ironman, and cancer survivor, and most importantly, extremely down to earth and very humorous and a dear friend. Welcome, Pratik.
Hi, thanks for having me here, sir.
The topic is Courage Talks, right? The story behind this is my book, Against All Odds, which is about my father's story of courage. I think you got a signed copy yourself.
Yes.
What's your definition of courage and who's your role model for courage?
My definition for courage, if you really ask me, I've never thought of such a specific definition. But for me, courage is one way of just showing up every day,
Mm-hmm.
not backing down, not thinking about what's there tomorrow.
Mm.
Take the day on its merit, and whatever happens, take it in your stride and move on. For me, that's courage. Irrespective of how bad or worst the day is, as long as you are ready and having an open mind to take whatever is coming to your way, forget it with your sleep and tackle it better the next way, that's courage.
Very interesting. Role models? Who would you look up at?
There are many people that have come across in my various forms of life, if you consider it as a fitness journey. But overall, I've always looked up to my father, the way he's gone through lots of ups and downs, and he kept on fighting till his last breath. But
Mhm.
on the sports end, I have had many models which started right from my first marathoning days with my club, which was the Top Gear MIG club, where I
Mhm.
was probably the youngest when I joined them, and all of them were like more than 10, probably 10 to 15 years elder to me. So
Okay.
many. One of them with whom I could do my comrades for few marathons was Mr. Dilip Patil. My
Oh,
first role model, I would say that.
wonderful. A lot of us know you the way you are today, right? In your current avatar. But a lot of us might not know your growing up days, your childhood days. Why don't you just take us down memory lane? Were you as naughty as a kid or is it something that you acquired over the years?
No, my naughtiness has never changed. As such, I'm still the same
Only
childlike.
the victims are changed.
I'm still the same childlike thing, minus the white hair on my head, but the mind and the heart is still a child. I've
Hmm.
always been naughty and have this crazy sense of energy under me, which is jumping out. So I was always itchy to do something or the other. In my school days, also, we were very restless after the school is done, and we used to play endless hours, on the floor, putting two glasses and table tennis. But obviously, we didn't have that luxury of a table, so we'll just put on the floor and be on the knees and play for hours. That's how something into sports started. School sports, cricket, table tennis, sometimes and all these things. Always active on that front. So, but those days, I don't think we had so much of sporting opportunities to make a career out of it, or at least I did not have that much of knowledge. So I was always on my own trying to do things. I was never into team sports, but yeah, luckily I got an access to a table in my last 2 years of school, and then I continued playing on my own and kept practicing, learning. I was lucky enough to get selected in my college team. Then we represented Bombay and also tried to play for states, tried to qualify for nationals, obviously. But then I wasn't that good, not coached. But yeah, I'm happy I could do that. Similarly, in my college days, I was also drawn into folk dance. So the last 3 years of my college in Mitibai, I was a part of a folk dance group and have done many various folk dance on the stage and usual stuff. So yeah,
Hmm.
these two things kept me pretty active in the school. But till then, I was never knowing anything about endurance. To be very frank,
Hmm.
it was just go with the flow. Okay, one of my friends says dance करेगा, I said चलो करेंगे.
Ah.
Free attendance है, free canteen food है, let's go for it. So that's how it happened.
You mentioned about your dad. Any lasting memory then? What is the earliest instance of your dad that you still remember? What's the thing which closest, the first thing that you recollect about your dad
Uh, it's funny
from your
because
childhood days?
no, I have, as a child, I only have one memory of dad of coming into the house and going out of the house because he was working with Union Carbide and he
Oh.
used to do shifts, and he left just after the Union Carbide episode happened. He was in Bombay, obviously. So, but yeah,
Ah.
I have that memory as the most memory, that when I'm trying to wake up and he's either kissing me off and going and coming back. So that's a very fond or distant memory, I would say.
Yeah.
And then later on, then he started his own business. So a lot of ups and downs. I could see him very less, but I knew always he was there. Another memory was he wanted me to do civil engineering. So after my boards, he tried to take me to the college to show somewhere in Chembur, and I had no clue. And I said, I can't be an engineer. I'm not that kind of a guy.
Uh,
And I just told him, I ain't doing this. I'm going with all where my friends is going. And he just said, yeah, okay, no problem. Do what you want to do. But I just wanted to show you what it is, the campus, and if you like this. So, these episodes have always stayed with me for life. I would say that.
anything specifically around resilience? Anything that gave you a hint in your childhood that you will be able to build the kind of resilience which is required in endurance sports today
Through my dad.
through your dad or through your growing up days?
My dad went through lots of ups and downs in his career as a constructor or developer, where he was very successful, and then the famous cash crash happened due to Harshad Mehta, where a lot of money which was pumped in was kind of wiped off. So he was quite down on that, because he had kind of doubled down on few projects and then everything got stuck. So he was in a very difficult phase. But
Hmm.
how he held everything along with my mother, who was also working as an estate agent, how they both nurtured and kept me, my both sisters, not having a feeling of, going through any tough financial phase, I would say. They kept on doing it, and they never let us think this is happening around. So I
Hmm.
think that kind of, in my earlier days, this is this period when I would say I was probably in my ninth, 10th, or probably 11th to my TY till I finished. That was a tough period till going my first 2 years of MBA. I mean,
Hmm.
so yeah, that kind of gave me a little bit of hint of, okay, but you're too young to realize it back then, because that's the time or phase of your life where you are just loitering around with your friends and doing
Hmm.
nothing. You don't want to stay at home.
Yeah.
So I did not know so much of tensions and worries were at home till I was matured enough to get a few of my own, and then wandering back those years.
Many times when kids are growing up and they see their parents going through challenge, you tend to build, ek din dikhaunga or ek din karunga types. Did some kind of a rigor or kind of a resolve seep into you at some point of time? Did you want
Not
to
really.
like go out?
As I said, I'm very happy-go-lucky kind of a guy. I don't go and take things on the ego. I
Tend to blame
probably
it on
used to, or
America.
still sometimes take it when I'm on a rage, because a part of me is very short-tempered. It's calmed down now, but a part of me in my youth was very short-tempered. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in that rage or ego, you would think about or thought about it, but no, not really.
There are two contrasting views as far as bravery or courage is concerned. There is one school of thought which talks about one big act, or really holding your head high in a tough situation. And second one is more of what we experience in long races and ultra marathons, where you need to sustain the resolve or demonstrate that resilience for a sustained period of time. Could be a couple of hours or even more. Which one do you think is more difficult, and which one kind of is more likely for people to embrace or adopt if they've not been through such situations?
Both are difficult, I would put it. I'm not trying to give you a diplomatic answer here, but it is
Mm.
also upon how you are taking it as a challenge. There are different school of thoughts, right? I got into endurance racing, or rather, probably, let's put it this way. I'll give you a little context.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
did my first Comrades,
Hmm.
there were 22 guys from India on the start line.
Hmm.
40 would have registered, 22 were on the start line. I do not remember how many finished and how many did not. But I'm just
Hmm.
trying to tell you, give you a reference point. At that point of time, that 22 were, or rather, I would say 21 were inspired by Amit Seth, and that was our only reference point of endurance.
Yeah, yeah.
For us, that was a reference point. Okay, we need to go in slow. We need to last this purpose. And I went that way because there was no literature available. There were no training peaks. There was no Garmin. I mean, yes, Garmin was there, but not so. Like
Yeah,
there were no coaching apps, and there were not so many coaches around to do it.
yeah.
Today, first 2 or 5 years, whoever would have ran Comrades are multiple coaches across the country, and quite rightly so, because they've had the first-hand experience when there was no literature, no apps, nothing like that.
Hmm.
So when you are from that school of thought where you do not
Hmm.
have so many things around, you will take the sustained effort of finishing.
Yeah.
Those days, the comrades were trying to run the endurance event with the mindset in the mind that let's finish the race.
Hmm.
Fast forward to a few years when the youth came in, and they were not there to finish it. They were talking of having a Bill Rowan. They were talking of having a sub, you know. So that comparison, when we were thinking of bronze and a finisher's medal, there was
Yeah.
an other, because I would say I was one of the youngest then, but the other people who were running were all 45 plus, who are now 50, 55 plus. That point of time, they were thinking of, because they're matured enough, they know
Yeah.
if we try to go on ego, we'll not finish it. But if you
Hmm.
see a 25-year-old kid, I don't remember, one of the fastest guys back then was somebody called Man Patel or somebody, Surat, when we saw him. So, the youth, the generation now is so fearless that they
Hmm.
set a goal and they go for it. You just see the way the number of marathoners are increasing across the country, and not just number of marathoners. You just see the number of timings. All of a sudden there are so many sub 3, 3:30, 2:30, 2:35. Out of nowhere, people are just coming because they're deciding on it and doubling down all their efforts on it. So that is the second part of endurance, where they're
Yeah.
going on and killing it, because then they think that way. So that's how it is. But if you ask today from anybody from our age group trying to think, okay, then there are very few, but that also they're attempting because they've had experience of that fast running background, and now they've done it. So tomorrow, if you ask me if I want to do one more Comrades, I would not go with the mindset of finishing it the way I did it the last two.
Hmm.
My first was finishing it. Second
Yeah.
one was bettering it, because obviously I had the spine surgery episode between my two episodes. So my both goals were different. But
Yeah.
now, if at all I go, I would like to kind of obviously go for a specific target in mind, and then go for it, because now there are means available.
Hmm. Interesting. I should have brought this up question earlier, but I mean, from table tennis and folk dance in college days, how did running evolve for you? I mean, what was the first instance that you decided to run? Kisne
So
kiya?
no. Again, it's again, I still say go with the flow. You feel like it. I'm an impulsive guy. You see it and you want to do it. I'll straight away jump into it. So
Hmm.
I've always used to see the SCMM back then, pretty famous, and used
Yeah.
to see, and I was thinking, यार एक बार dream run करना है यार. I want to kind of at least attempt. But
Ah.
post my college, where I
Hmm.
so excessively used my knees to two extreme activities, right? Okay, table tennis is not extreme, but after folk dance,
Yeah.
if you're going continuously rotating left, right for playing, my
Yeah.
knees had kind of, to some extent, busted, or I would say I had kind of a dislocated patella, because from excessive use, the next 2 years when I was doing my MBA in Pune, the only time I used my right knee was to kick the bike. So from overuse, I had kind of a dislocation there, but I always wanted to keep doing it. Then I studied a bit of physio and sorted it out, but never gathered the courage to run. One fine day, and I was always into gymming those days, nothing else. No
Mhm.
walking also. I would used to hate, because those days bike was more cooler than running. Now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So in my gym, I went and I see this 60, 65-year-old guy having a t-shirt, back from an attack. Those days, Asian Heart. So Dr. Contractor had so many people doing heart surgery. And I asked him, what are you training for? So I'm training for a half marathon. He was a Gujarati guy. And I said, okay. And I was like taken aback. This is a guy who can, I can know he's 60 plus and
Yeah.
he's struggling to kind of, I mean, he's not as young as us. And I said, it took it on my ego, yeah, that if he's a 60 plus doing it, let me try. And
Hmm.
I think that time 30, 31 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
2011 or 10, I did my first half. So I said, where do you go? I want to come and train. Can you tell me what to do? He said, yeah, come tomorrow. Come
Ah.
to Kane Road, which is a big slope, Mount Mary. And I said, yeah, okay. And when I go there, he would be 60, but the other guys are in the range of, let's say, 50 to 55. And they're all
Okay.
running up, down like machines, well oiled machines. And I'm saying,
Yeah.
what the heck? And I am there, like, with big, proper bouncer kind of a muscular bit. And okay, I give it a try. So I try to maintain and try to do as much as possible. I know in my heart that my lungs are screaming to stop, but then they are also elder to me. Then the ego takes over. Okay, let's try to hang in.
Yeah.
All of them, they thought, okay, this is it. He's not going to come again. After I finished, I kind of enjoyed that more than lifting weights. So I
Hmm.
again asked him, when can I come next? He said, don't come tomorrow. You need to rest. Don't do
Hmm.
legs in the gym. Just recover. Come next day. So
Hmm.
then the next time he called me was on a Sunday when people do long run. I did not know all these definitions back then.
Yeah.
That we are
Yeah.
today doing a hill run and now we are doing a long run. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, I'll come. This was somewhere around in October, November, post Diwali actually.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So these guys are all, I say, you come and just run as much as you can. If you cannot, we have a car, sit in it and go.
Hmm.
Okay, so we are all running from Bandra to Siddhivinayak, sorry, from Bandra to somewhere near Haji Ali or CCI.
Hmm.
Look, I did not think of the distance. I did not have a Garmin back then. Okay, I'll do. So I ran up till Siddhivinayak. That's around 6-8 kilometers, and then I saw other people doing walk run. So I asked some of the members, "Can I walk and run?" I said, "Yeah, as long as you're on a foot, you can walk and reach as well. Come join me."
Yeah.
Said, okay. So somehow I managed. At that age, your recovery is very fast, or whatever you
Yeah.
say. And I managed to reach walking. Now, when they all are meeting, funny incident, they all are celebrating. Okay, we ran 20 kilometers, and all in the CCI, nice akuri, scrambled eggs, beers, and all is coming. I said, "Yeah, this is cool. Burn calories, gain again. I think I like this sport."
हिसाब
So I said,
बराबर.
who gets to have a nice Kingfisher beer at early 7 a.m. in the morning after a
Yeah.
run? So I said, yeah, this is well deserved. So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of got hooked with all these people, because they all were seeing me as their little boy and taking care of me as if it's their son running.
Yeah.
And the group embraced me with open arms, and the rest is history. I finished my first half marathon with them. I took a
Mm-hmm.
break, and then I registered
What was
for a
your
full
first HM timing like?
234 or 240 something.
Not bad.
Yeah, 234. I'm still exactly not sure. 234, 240, something in middle. But
I
yeah,
am 222, okay? So I'll always be better than you. First HM record, I'll be better than you.
yes, I was those days with two kneecaps, and everything, all the gadgets you could think, and a Casio watch. So, but yeah, that was my first, and then I started with them. Then I did my first full marathon. I
What
started
was the gap between
documenting it.
half and full? Did you do it immediately or you took your time moving?
No, the next year straight away. So I did
Oh,
one half and I jumped to full. And by
okay.
when I did my full, these guys were going for their first or second comrades. So because it's a big group, as
Yeah.
soon as we finished our marathon, we have an annual gathering, and then these guys were saying, "Okay, we are going for comrades." And I said, "Okay, now what is this?" So I'm thinking in my mind, half ho gaya, full ho gaya, and I'm asking to the guy, Mr. Patil, आप कहाँ जा रहे हो? कि नहीं हमारा अभी back to back है. What the hell is back to back? And all that stories start, and then I try to research it, and then we also meet Amit Sid, and he starts blogging his post, which was so inspirational. I read his book, and I say, okay, full marathon, half marathon checklist done, full marathon checklist done. What's next? Comrades. I still think that was a mistake from my end, because I did a 4:45 in my first marathon. Then I said, okay, I will do next year comrade, because I got to know by the time the registrations were done.
Yeah.
And I did qualified with a 4:04. But had I not jumped into it, I would have continued probably just marathoning back then I would have actually got much better on my timings, because that was the age where I could have gone to probably 3:30. You may never know, 3:25. But I went onto the endurance side, which taught me
Mm.
to run at a particular pace for longer intervals of time,
Yeah.
sustaining things. But yeah, that was a beautiful journey, because that's how I learned a lot of resilience, a lot of
Mm.
mental strength,
Yeah.
not giving up, being rather focused. It put a lot of discipline into me, because the whole focus was not getting injured during the training. So we had crazy days, weekdays used to either run at Pali Hills or the beach, or sometimes at Marine Drive or the Teen Batti, a lot of slopes. And
Mm.
once every month we used to go and run at Lonavala. So these were very odd hours and all that
Mm.
stuff. And that was the time actually when my wife was just pregnant. So it was a very difficult period over the weekend. But
Mm.
because she was pregnant, we were not so much outgoing. Most of the time we were at home. So
Mm.
that helped me probably. But yeah, so that was a phase where I was managing things even at work front, home front. And I had a lot of trips to China. So many a times I used to run in China, just, keeping a bottle and going 2.5, coming back, do that 4 times, 5 times, crazy temperatures, because you had to put the mileage in. So
Yeah.
when I did this for my first marathon as well as the first comrades,
Mm.
it put kind of a discipline in me. And then when I finished it, I was like, okay, this is not bad. It's
Mm.
you just have to show up. That's when the whole process of standing up every day and getting out of the bed and doing things help. And when you do that, the day automatically is very organized, because you're already charged up. On
Mm.
the rest days, I'm the most lethargic person on the earth. I don't move, because my Monday starts with rest, and then the whole day goes like that. So
And the spine surgery happened between the two comrades or it was much later?
as soon as I finished my comrades, I came back. We were, as I said, we were 22 out of India, and in Bombay we were probably 8 or 9. And then at that point of time, we were quite looking like heroes or role models for many, and we were being invited for this
Modeling
run
assignments
on
straight after
Sun.
that?
Sorry,
Did you get some modeling assignments straight
nothing
after
like
that?
that. Nothing like that. But we were we were invited by many running clubs, let's come and run, we want to celebrate with you and all these things. And obviously, once you run 89 for you, every Sunday 21 looks like a walk in the park. That's where I made the mistake of not resting or recovering. He said, 89 तो कर क्या है?
Yeah.
आज किसी ने बोला 21. So after I come back and after 2 weeks, we are again running. And then that's when you think, now I've ran at this pace. Now I want my pace. Now I want to break sub 4 or whatever thing you're chasing timings. I kept pushing my body, again going back to the gym to add on some weight because we lose a lot of weight during Comrades. For me, also I lose a lot of muscle when I don't work out. So I started aggravating, and that is the point of time where my son was hardly 10 months or 12 months, 2 years rather, and he was quite on the heavier side. When we were going out to malls and all, I'm just lifting him and all going around, right? So a lot of weight bearing happened, no rest. And I think one of the days it just snapped. My L5S1 disc got a little bit, a fraction went out and settled on a sciatica nerve, and that was it. I was totally immovable for quite some time. So that is when it happened. Immediately, in August 2013. August to September.
Then you were told to lie in the bed and you decided to get back to marathons. How did that happen?
Yeah, so funny. When I was going into the operation theatre, that is the same day the TMM now, SCMM registration started for full marathon. And you know how fast they fill up in Bombay. And I'm telling my wife, can you just at least do my registration while I'm going into the OT? Because by the time I come out, and so the doctor hears this, and doctor says, yeah, you pehle challe, just walk once you come back. We think running is too far-fetched. So okay, fair enough. After the surgery, the sedation and everything is off, and he says, okay, doctor comes and let's go for a walk. I said, yeah, okay. I get up painfully, gingerly, and as soon as I take my first step, I kind of fall against the wall and I hold myself. And the doctor says, first start walking properly, running may not happen. And it kind of went into my subconscious mind, shut up, I'm going to prove you wrong. I didn't tell it on his face, but yeah, so then since then, my whole focus shifted from recovery to shift to recovery. It said, no, now I want to straight away recover as running the Comrades. So that was my focus probably, and that's when he advised me a physio. I said, just refer me to some sports physio. That is when I kind of went to my physios and they helped me a lot. Whatever exercises they told me to do at one time, out of my zid, I kept on doing it 3 times a day. So my recovery process started much faster. So the surgery happened somewhere around in September 2013. And after the surgery, there was a 4 to 6 weeks of complete bed rest. And then I had to start moving because the nerve had to be settled. I could not even drive because if I'm driving, it was my right leg. And if I have a nerve sensation feeling, I could overpress the accelerator. So I had to drive for 2-3 months and all. But all said and done, in that December itself, I did my first 10K run, I think under 58 or 59 minutes. So that is when I said, okay, now we are back on track. Let's slowly build this. And where's the Comrades qualification happening next? So obviously I missed the CMM in 2014, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a while now, right? It's more than 12 years.
Yep.
And you've had multiple injury recoveries since then. Does that recovery still remain?
I'll stop you there. I haven't had any more injuries after my spine surgery. I've been extra careful on that. So no, there has not been any injuries. I know when to immediately back off. I'll be very upfront on that. One big injury has made me realize the importance of form, fitness over a faster speed in a bad form and injuring yourself and lying down for 4-5 months.
Makes sense. And, a lot of people talk about Comrades and the brutality of it. And you done it twice, right? So was second time supposed to be a lot more easier, or because of the drama which happened between the first and second one?
The drama or no drama. Second time did not happen immediately. I had to wait because 2014 obviously I couldn't do. There was no qualification. 15 again was an up run. So my first was an up run. So I did not want to do an up run again. I wanted to do the down run again. So I held myself back again and I did it in 2016. I don't know why people call Comrades as brutal. It is not. I would say for people in Bombay, now that I've shifted to Dubai so I can understand the weather differences for training, it is brutal for training. I agree. No two doubts about it. To train in the summer, humidity, everything. But the race itself is a 12-hour party. If you take it that way, the race becomes very easy. Here you are training absolute silence, long hours with couple of friends. So you develop a big camaraderie. So I don't know why people say, "Arey, it's too tough." I personally enjoyed both in a different perspective. While I was training for Comrades, I made friends who are family now. Yes, I'm not in touch with them because I'm here, but whenever I'm visiting Bombay and I just go to MIG ground, the bond that I have with all those guys is like it's still there. We pick it up from where we've left, right? So that's the relation you build across. Now you see, I think Comrades more than 400, 500 entries. Even from Dubai, we have more than 50, 60 people, Indians, going regularly for Comrades. So,
Right.
and trust me, if you ask any of the Dubai people also, nobody will use the word as brutal. It's just discipline, showing up and enjoying a 12-hour party because the crowd support that you get there, trust
Yeah.
me, it's different. Again, that's where you want to know what you want to do. You want to go for a killer time and forget the entire fun around it. Then
Yeah.
yes, have your horse blinkers on and do it. But you
Ah,
still end up training with a lot of people. Even in Bombay, there's so many run clubs, right? You see Satish's club, and they have so many runners now. You have Striders, you have Princeton, you have TGMIG. So many people, clubs running across. So it's different.
and changing track from ultra marathons to triathlons, and for someone who didn't even know swimming, getting to an Ironman must have been quite a quantum leap, right? So why just walk us through how did it all happen?
So after I finished my Comrades, during my Comrades, I had a crazy corn development right on the ball of my foot. And I somehow
Uh-oh.
managed it and finished it because I could not afford to get it removed through a surgery just 3 weeks before the race.
Hmm.
So as soon as I came back, I got it removed, and then it was my time to take care of my little one, who was for 5 years, 4.5, 5 years old, and
Hmm.
obviously by the time I started back after my spine surgery, my wife was not into running. I realized that I need to go with him so that he doesn't get himself carried away and injure himself again. And in the
Hmm.
process, she also wanted to figure out why am I so happy when I run. And she got hooked to it.
Hmm.
Eventually, between my spine surgery and Comrades, she ended up doing two Satara half marathons, one Bombay
Okay.
marathon. And then she was the one who did the triathlon before me. In Pune, there was an
Okay.
Olympic event happening. She
Huh.
knows to swim. So, and that she said, I want to try this because she did not enjoy running much, but she loved swimming. She loved the cycle.
Hmm.
So I said, yeah, why not? You go ahead and I'll take care of the child in the morning, and why not? And
Hmm.
I was just being a part of that training. I was accompanying her wherever I could. I saw the race when she went. Me and my son were cheering her.
Hmm.
And that is when I kind of realized this is not bad because you do something for, let's say, 1 hour, and then you are doing something else. So there's always a variety. That was my
Hmm.
first thought. And the second
Yeah.
most important part is by the time your body starts hurting, let's say in swimming, your body starts hurting on your shoulders. You're on the
Hmm.
bike, you're getting full rest. And then, so this constant change, so it kind of excited me. There's
Hmm.
another small backdrop of it. As soon as I finished my 2016 Comrades and we were on the airport
Hmm.
waiting for a flight, I see a big magazine in the front of the table advertising Ironman South Africa. Probably that was the first one. I don't know which. I mean, probably it was a very new Ironman in South Africa, and I
Hmm.
read about it, and I said, "Yeah, this looks very exciting." And that's when I, Googled it or probably saw it on YouTube, and it like, wow, this is something else. And again, right? Half marathon, tick, ultra marathon, tick. What next? So
Hmm.
that kind of, kicked me in, let me try it out. So I was thinking, and then my wife, as soon as I come back, she said she wanted to do this event. So I said, okay, let me see how it goes. I had a dummy model doing it while I can just see it.
You had a
And
bakra at home.
yeah, and then obviously she kind of taught me a bit of breaststroke. So I did my first event after her for first event in Pune. We both did after another 3 months, and I somehow
Okay.
managed to get out of the water with breaststroke. And then I've always been on the cycle when I was the last 2 years of my school. So cycling, I've been all very good handling on the bike. So
Hmm.
that came very natural to me. Luckily, probably a lot of muscle memory
Hmm.
of road cycling and two classes with big bags behind you and stuff like that, right? Those days,
Yeah.
more people were with me on double seat as a weight resistance. Same similar feeling like how you're riding on a trainer now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how my journey started. And what happened then was, as soon as I finished it, my work took me to Dubai.
Yeah.
I just came here without realizing what lies in store for me here. I first
Hmm.
moved here alone, and I was still running, right? So one of the fine days, a guy just messaged me or connected me. I was once a pacer in TMM, SEMM, a
Wow.
415 pacer. And at that point of time, I have many runners in my bus from Dubai Creek Striders. That's the running club here I'm associated with. And
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends who had also done Comrades. He is from Dubai, Chandra Gowda. And he just messaged, oh, we have a 15th August get together of all Indian runners. Why don't you come to this place? And I met an India club. As soon as I got there, few people saw me, oh, you were the pacer. And, they realized me, and that's how we got along. And then, once
Yeah.
there's a running community, the way they accepted me in the group was just wonderful. It's a run club very similar to, they all meet together for every week long runs. Now the
Yeah.
club has evolved where there are structured runs every day with coaches, and all of this is free in Dubai. Imagine Dubai, nothing is free as such, but Dubai Creek Striders, if you come, they'll train you, they help you achieve all your goals, be it 5K, 10K, even Comrades. We've got crazy runners here. I'm sure you are interviewing few of them down the
Yeah.
line, but they'll tell you about the same thing about what Dubai Creek Striders mean to them. My till date maximum friends, social, family network is made out of that group. So
Hmm.
that tells you the importance of the club. When I moved here, I would have seen most of the Dubai on foot. And that's when these guys were saying, and I met some few crazy people. One of them is Chandru, of course, along with another friend of mine, Rajesh. With them, we kept along, went on the beaches and everywhere. And that's when I saw beautiful water to swim. There's a
Hmm.
huge triathlon community in Dubai called as Try Dubai. Again, it's a free triathlon training club like Dubai Quick Striders. You just
Right.
show up and there are coaches, they'll help you with open water swim, they'll help you with run intervals, they'll tell you what a bike interval is. Then there are some Facebook clubs where you can buy second hand gear. So if you're new, it's easier to get into triathlon by buying second hand stuff and experimenting on it, be it a wetsuit, be it swimming goggles, cycling goggles, shoes, even a TT bike, a lot
Yeah.
of it. So this all helped me. And Dubai has the infrastructure. They have more than 500 kilometers of pure cycling road. So for a guy who's coming from Bombay, where every 5 pedals there's a speed breaker or a pothole or
Yeah.
a dog or a car, from there to riding on a one-way road of 10-kilometer endless was itself a dream. And then later when I had a car and I could go far away, you interviewed Neil Goulsbra. He was the first one to take me to a cycling track called Kudra. And we
Mhm.
cycled together 80 kilometers, uninterrupted roads between the deserts, which is now, this is 2017. We are at 2025. Now we are 500 kilometers. So just imagine between the deserts, it just absorbs you. You just get sucked into that world. I literally have ran less after I moved to Dubai because triathlon sport is as such, you need to spend more time on the bike. And when you suck at swim, more time in the water. I still suck at it, but I don't care because I can still decently manage bike and run now. But as I
Hmm.
said, that is how my triathlon journey started, and I would say never stopped.
What was the first Ironman finish like? What was the feeling that you got?
My first Ironman finish was the half Ironman Dubai, of course, which I did
Hmm.
without any training. I did not know what a brick run was then. So
Hmm.
my simple funda, like how in marathon was, and I think probably you still do that. I would like to point out, 2 kilometer swim, 3 से 4 बार कर लिया, check. 90
Ah.
kilometers bike, 2 to 3 times done, check. 21
Hmm.
kilometers, we are marathoners. Nothing big for us. This is
Yeah.
how I went into my first half Ironman. Swim was something which I was always anxious because at that point of time also I did not know how to swim. Couple of weeks ago, I was going to thinking of withdrawing my name, but my one very good friend Kaushik Mukherjee, he said there is something called as wetsuit. I never knew that. So once you wear the wetsuit, you don't sink. When I wore that, I said, okay, this is a game changer. Now I know I'm not going to drown. So my heart rate was sorted.
Ah.
I did not know how to breathe. I did not know how to kick. So I was probably in the water. In swimming, you're supposed to be like this for the
Hmm.
most optimal drag. I was
Hmm.
like this, my only hand, and I was probably doing a doggy crawl, and I would have come out of the water in 1 hour 5 minutes or 1 hour 4 minutes when the cutoff is 110. I came
Yeah.
out, I danced for 2 minutes, and then got on the bike. Then
Ah.
itself, I knew my half Ironman is done. I was good at the bike back then as well. I did my
Ah.
bike in probably three or three-ish hours, and then
Ah.
as soon as I got my run, I could not run. I said, where are my marathon legs? Because I've never practiced a brick. Still
Yeah.
somehow, and because it's a new one, I messed up on how to click the button on the triathlon for lap and transitions.
Hmm.
So I was not knowing what time I ran, but I think I did a 2:20 half marathon, and eventually I finished it in 6:17, 6 hours
Hmm.
17 minutes. So yeah,
Hmm.
feeling was good. I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I was so pumped that at the finish line, as soon as I finished, I had nothing left in my legs, but kind of, I wanted to show off. So I did nice 10 push-ups. And I think that has been my customary thing till now. Whenever I enjoy the race, I do it. Right from then till 13 July in Spain recently.
Wow. The finish for a full Ironman would have been very different, right? What was the feeling like when, you
Very,
are an
very different. Very different. I mean, in half Ironman, you enjoy, you pump, your ego is elated, you feel a bit of rage, you want to pump your chest, and you want to dance around. That's an half Ironman finish line because it's done. That's it. 6, 5, 6, 7 hours, depending on whoever what takes.
Yeah.
Full Ironman, there is a lot. You come out to swim and you think, okay, thank God it's over. You're on the bike. Initial few hours you are actually enjoying the scenery, you are enjoying staying in zone, you are eating, you're having a
Hmm.
party, you're talking to a fellow biker. I mean, that's what I've done all these Ironmans.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as soon as you reach 150, you think, when is this going to get over, because you've got a marathon to run. And in the marathon, as soon as you start, you feel very fast because of the cadence of the bike.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where I've made mistakes in all my Ironmans except the last one, where you keep running without realizing you could get injured anytime.
Yeah.
That's what happened in my Hamburg thing. Till 30K, I was running okay, and then my Achilles flared up, and I probably had to run the last 12. So it deflates you at the
Hmm.
finish. But my
Yeah.
personal thing is that kind of moment. Every Ironman, everybody will get someday or other. You have a tough call to take, whether to slow down, go ahead and kill yourself, or break yourself, not kill yourself. And that finish line, before you reach there, it humbles you. It
Hmm.
will make you think of every decision you've made in your life, not just for training. You
Yeah.
will think about what you've done, what you've not. You'll thank many things in the world. It's your mind will continuously talk to you in a ways to demotivate you and start walking. That
Yeah.
is when you need to fight. So yeah, it gives a lot of self belief. But I personally feel a full Ironman humbles you the most.
Ironmans are quite humbling, as you rightly mentioned, and courage is also displayed not just in bravery and tough tasks, but even in displaying or demonstrating vulnerability. Have you shed tears during, after the run, or even
Yes,
after?
a lot of times actually. Every Ironman finish, you probably, there's so much going inside you while doing the race. See, at the
Yeah.
back of the mind, once you are on the marathon as a runners, right? And if you're not racing
Yeah.
the clock, and if everybody of us are decent on the bike, then you know
Yeah.
that Ironman medal is in the back. Even
Hmm.
if we walk, because the cutoff times are decent enough, even if you walk, you'll finish it. But
Yeah.
as soon as you walk and people are overtaking you, your mind starts playing game and all that stuff. And when you're finishing it, you have your last 4 months of training in front of you, last 4 months of personal life, the sacrifices that you've made to manage office, family, training, friends, probably everything. So all that emotion kind of chokes you up at one point, and probably
Hmm.
you kind of, it comes out in a form of tear for the first
Yeah.
few minutes. So yeah, I mean, it has happened to me in Hamburg. It has happened to me in Tallinn as well. It has happened to me. Kazakh was a different story for me because I had a very bad physical condition, and at
Hmm.
that point of time, my son and my wife literally made me walk the last 12 kilometers. I was almost hallucinating and not knowing where I'm going direction wise. So, but yeah, that was where I could see my son help seeing what's happening. But yeah, so every race teaches you different things. I've cried. I'll not deny that. I mean, I'm a
Hmm.
very emotional person. I am not afraid to show my emotions, whatever they are.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've cried almost. I've cried in few marathons also, and sometimes in a half marathon also, because of some of the reasons that I've gone through last 2 years for
Yeah.
my illness.
And yeah, I think your no resilience story of yours is complete without talk about the cancer. And right from the time, from the early diagnosis to the treatment to that time that I met you in Bombay, you were handsomely dressed after your gym and physio workout on your recovery stage. What has cancer taught you?
Patience.
You didn't have that.
No,
You mean you were an Ironman and you didn't have
no,
patience? You trained for Comrades and you didn't have patience.
no. I was very impulsive, very short sightedness, very not calm. I would want to do 10 things in a gather and wanted to go everywhere, wanted to do everything. What
Hmm.
cancer has taught me is patience, slow down, enjoy the moment, don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. As long as you enjoy today, tomorrow will be sorted. You can't
Hmm.
do anything about yesterday, anything, whatever bad it is. So for me now is enjoying the now instead of asking why And why should we do this? I say myself, why not?
Hmm.
And do it, because then that will open more experiences than anything else. Many times we think, ye yaar, ye baad mein kar lenge. Let's do this at 50. Let's do this at this milestone. Let this milestone come and do it. Or sometimes you are in a almost, also one more thing it has taught me is to not get into FOMO. So we all runners, right?
Hmm.
Today we are doing TMM. TMM is done. You are trained.
Yeah. Hmm.
2 months later, there is, for example, Bangalore. Let's do it.
Hmm.
Bangalore khatam ho, Hyderabad. Arey chalna karte hai. I don't do that anymore. I'll pick one race, happily train for it. Peace of mind because I'm training. I know I'm fit. I know I can do a half marathon any other Sunday if I want to, but I don't want to do it.
Hmm.
Because eventually you are hurting yourself over and over and over again. And none of us are growing younger. If something like a cancer can happen to me right in the middle of an Ironman training, what guarantee does life have? So if you wish to kind of do something, then pick that one something and give it all your it. Get that off your back and then do other things. But just because, oh, let's do one marathon after, that's not something. You're just going with the crowd. I mean, what next? Why? I mean, so that's one thing that has taught me. Second thing, which is the most important, I feel, is not to seek any more external validation from anybody. Not at all. I mean, I have stopped thinking about sharing my runs, showing off my bike splits, kind of telling what I feel. Aaj maza aaya, today I did this pace. Today the weather was good. I killed it. Earlier we used to, let the weather's good. Let's run a fast 10K. Fine. And if you run it, fine. You've run it. Keep it to yourself. Yes, the world is gone with, you're just going to get probably 100 likes for one day. But next day, those guys are going to go back to their own businesses. You have your own business, you have your own family, and everything. So, if you want validation, ask yourself, you've done good. From yesterday, that's my validation. A lot of things, because I was going and training with cancer, I knew I had to respect my body. So, that is when I realized the power of zone 2, I would say. We all tend to think कि अपने को 3 pace पे marathon करना है. Yeah, if you want to finish a bike in 5.5 hours, you have to train all 5.5 hours at that 32.5 speed. No, not really. I mean, when I tried it, it's been you. Now, what I've understood is if you kind of give good proper 20 weeks to an Ironman and build your engine for the first 8 to 10 weeks and then get into a bit of intervals, then get into the race simulation, then get into the nutrition part, acclimatization of the weather part if it's a hot race. You'll
Yeah.
see how much you've trained your body and how much the body will thank you, because then your body's actually become from, how do I put it, like a 1200cc engine to, let's say, a V8 engine, if you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So that is something I was never thinking about first. I was only earlier, my friends are going 5 pace. I want to finish with them. I'll kill myself to maintain that pace. Somehow I'll finish that workout. But then the whole day I'm creaking out, my hamstring is tight, and then I'm popping a painkiller or going out to a foam roller or ice bags, and then the whole day is only limping around thinking, yaar, I'll बहुत fast भाग लिया.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow again you're back to the same mindset. So that's where I've realized, respect your body, and
Yeah.
it will thank you. It will not think that you are aging.
Yeah.
But if you don't respect it, it will show you are aging.
True. A lot of stigma is associated with cancer about, oh, cancer ho gaya to matlab aap khatam type, right? And what I have realized from my dad's journey or from whatever I've read, it's more mental than physical, right? Did you really have to make an effort to mentally prepare yourself, or it was something because of your endurance runs and endurance training,
So
you were pretty mentally ready for what your body was going to go through?
I was diagnosed first with cancer somewhere around June, March, or April 2022. As soon as I got to know that, I was like gone under complete shell. Like, just imagine, on a Sunday we did a 90K ride, probably at a 30 speed, in zone 2, chit chatting. I get to know my biopsy results on Tuesday, which tells me you got some kind of cancer. Further investigation is awaited. And I'm still going out to kind of offset my mind. Let's go to site. And I can't even draft behind somebody at a speed of 27. And I'm tired in 10 kilometers. Now, there is no overnight
Yeah.
degeneration.
No
It's the
change. Yeah.
mind. And I kind of gave up. I went in such a bad shell. I could not run more than 10 minutes. Forget swimming. I was just in my room, going to my office, thinking what is going to happen, waiting for the report, blah blah blah. The report was also a bit confusing. As soon as it came, we went to our doctor, and that is when a lot of things helped. Because when my oncologist saw me, he said, "Why are you worried?" I said, "You look very fit to me. We are on something." So my cancer was called chronic lymphocytic leukemia, CLL, and I had a fantastic doctor, Dr. Abhay Bhave. So he just told me, when people come to me, I send them for a month to join the gym. And my question was, why? He said, because the body needs to be strong to take on the chemo. He said, ये तो मैंने कभी सुना नहीं. What are you talking about? I said, if not gym, walk, any kind of physical, because whenever people come with cancer, I said, I've never got fit patients like you for cancer. I've either got very old patients or somebody with some illness, or nobody's into endurance or athleticism that they are getting cancer, right? So even he was shocked to see me and my results, but that's when he said, right now I was on a wait and watch method, which is a very slow moving cancer. We don't know whether it'll come in 2 months or 20 years. So his simple words are, you don't have to worry about anything. He said, don't think you have cancer. Just go and live your life normally. We only have to monitor your numbers. And if it grows, we will tackle it. Right now, I don't see a concern. Just go and live normally. We don't have to do anything. Just come here every 3-6 months, show me. And when I tell you, come, come. That's it. The moment he said that, I said, okay, let's just follow the doctor. I came back and started my activities back. So, yes, my endurance fitness helped me, probably because my fitness never left. But mentally, I'd given up so bad. So, yeah, after I came back, I said, done. If he told me, what in my mind went is, let me have all my last dances before I start my treatment, because I don't know after that, because we've always heard you are completely under lockdown and isolation, and after that, life is different. I don't know what. So I started training. In Dubai, you have too many local events, and I did my fastest half marathon in 1 hour 40 minutes. I did my fastest marathon in 3 hours 55 or 3 hour 56 minutes in Abu Dhabi. I trained and then probably, kind of kept doing something or the other. During all this time, I am having cancer. I'm going through my blood reports. I'm showing it to my doctor and says, okay, carry on. Okay, carry on. So I said, okay, and this is how 8-9 months went across the same phase. My only thing was stress was to be avoided. So these things were helping me put off stress. But my father was critical, and he was on ventilator for 8-10 days. So I was in India. So just before that, I was training for a full Ironman in Kazakhstan, thinking this would be my last. I mean, the way numbers were going on, we knew that 10 months we lived our life. In fact, that after that, in December, we took a long holiday, me, my wife, and my kid. We had thought of a US holiday. So we took a 1 month holiday. I said, I don't know what next. Let's just go and enjoy our life there. We took a second opinion there, because initially we were thinking, what is this wait and watch? How can you not give me medicine when I have cancer? So, but then after, when we checked around, it's the right way to do about it. And that is when I never second doubted my onco, but we were concerned, should we go for some alternative medicine or some diet? But he said, no, I'm just following my doctor. So this is how the whole thing happened. The endurance helped me because, again, what helped me? Showing up, following the process. So for me, I was following, let's say that my oncologist, Dr. Bhave, was my coach. He's saying, it's going up. So when my lymph nodes started growing around I had a big one here. I couldn't see my jawline after that. And with my dad's episode, stress levels so increased. So my onco says, okay, right now you try to bring this down and we will see. Let's monitor another 3 to 6 months. Immediately after that, another 2 months down the line, I did my Kazakh Ironman, thinking it would be my last. And as soon as that got over and we came back, my results shooted up. And I showed him, he said, okay, we need to come and start the treatment. So this whole thing, endurance, I had a part of it. But the mental is what is mattering of this. During the treatment, when I was in India for almost 6 months, I went through various weight changes, because when the first cycles there, I went from almost 76 kilos to 67, drip down. But then my doctor allowed me to, you can run a bit, you can work out a bit, gym. I said, okay, that is sufficient for me. That's when I started, kind of going alone in the gym, wearing full gloves, mask. Nobody's in the gym. So I used to finish my workout and then people used to come. I used to be going to the gym that early. Took permission from the club that can I give half an hour before the people come. And if I had not done that, I probably would have gone very crazy mentally, because being at home, feeling sick, doing nothing. But every morning, able to do something made me feel I'm not sick. Made me feel, My only thought process was let the medicine do its job and it will do it. Right? So the medicine is taking care of the cancer cells inside. There are no cancer
Yeah.
cells in your mind. I need to keep this active. So I need to keep doing something or the other myself.
Yeah.
So I prepared a routine for myself, like how you prepare a routine for your Ironman training. Today you are going to swim, today you're going to bike, today you're going to do this. Same way I had from 5 to 6:30 I'm going to gym, from 6:30 to 7 I'm going to walk, 7 to 9 breakfast, newspaper, 9 to 5 I'll still do some office work, and again 5 o'clock I'll catch up with some friends, mask on, 7 o'clock I'll be with my mom, sit with her, 9 o'clock sleep. I just had that like clockwork, like how you're training for a particular event. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize it just fast forwarded my training. Sorry, my again I'm saying training, fast forwarded my treatment. In fact, between the treatment, because my wife and kid was here, I came down here to see them. And I took my doctor's permission and ran a 10K race at the Dubai Creek Striders between the crowd with the mask on. I started, and yes, I was happy. I don't remember the timings now, but I did that, and that sense of gave me a lot of good feeling because all the friends also supported me, and I could meet everybody in one go. And I went back, and then yeah,
That's quite phenomenal. I hope you documented all this out and it will come out in form of a book at some point of
not
time.
thought about it. As I just said, right, I'm very happy with my own world and no validations, but
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it.
The other thing which was resonating in my mind is, of course, while you might be as strong as you want, but sometimes the ecosystem is not in sync, right? Your family, your parents might not be able to get that kind of resolve that you have. They were all positive, they all encouraged you, or did they really have to put in a lot of effort to live up to your high standards of performance
During
when
what
you're going
period?
during the entire treatment, the way you were taking a decision to gym and run, well, like your parents were saying, yeah, yeah, go
No,
beta,
no, no.
run.
My mom was panicking, but that my mom has been panicking since the day I've started running. Since
Hmm.
2013, since I've got a spine surgery. So typically, like every mother, she's always concerned about it. Till today, she tells me. So, I mean, I know she's going to listen to this, but I never tell her what events am I doing. I only tell her after I'm doing it, even including all my full Ironmans. She has known it just when I'm about to take the flight. Where are you going? I'm going to this place. That's the fact till date. Till date.
Yeah.
Because then she will start thinking about it. But coming back to the ecosystem of how they were taking about my decision was, I had realized one thing. See, I also had my own dark moments. I also had
Hmm.
all my thoughts of what I would not, what if I don't conquer this? What if something wrong goes wrong? For me, uh, I have my mother, my wife, two elder sisters, and my son. It's like I have so many people to care about, and most of
Hmm.
them are on the female side. If I look weak in front of any one of them, let's put it this way, that's when they'll feel something is wrong.
Hmm.
As long as I'm putting my smile, as long as I'm chitty chatting around, bubbling around,
Hmm.
taking my medicines around, there is no problem to have. I did not let my
Right.
mom come to any of my chemo sessions because I know she could not see me needled around because that
Hmm.
will add stress to her.
Yeah.
I said, no, I
And
don't
that you
want
won't
you
be able to
around.
do. You can handle your stress, you can't handle her
Correct.
stress.
So that was first. Second thing was I
Hmm.
made sure. So initial parts, my wife was always there with me. So we used to chat around. Luckily, that is the time when the Cricket World Cup was going on, the one which we won. So
Yeah.
that helped. Sorry, not we won, the one which the
Yeah.
50-over World Cup where finals we lost.
Yeah. ODI World Cup.
But
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me, my first session was on the same day of the India Pakistan match. So I told my onco I need TV or I at least need something. She said, no, in ICU nothing is allowed. I said, just give me my iPad, I'll see it on that. I'll see it on mute or put the headphones on. I had around me four nurses, two doctors. No, all ICU patients were sorted and we all were watching the match in the match. So these are the moments I always remember. I was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
scared about
Good.
things, but then I kind of devised my own cheat code system, or the Indian jugaad.
Yeah.
So the day I had my chemos, when everything starts going, you feel dizzy. I was scared till I took my first dose because I did not know how my body would react.
Hmm.
Even everybody was scared. Even my doctor had ensured there was a crash cart with me in the ICU, the first one. But and it was 2 days. When he realized my body can take it, then we started moving ahead. But I was
Hmm.
feeling dizzy. There were so many drugs going in, steroids going in, and so many things inside, right? You are feeling acidic, uska ek dawai. You are feeling dizzy, uska ek dawai. So then I just realized since I was allowed to run, and I had 8 sessions, eight types to be taking. I decided
Yeah.
and thought myself, yeah, every day, the day of the chemo session that I have, which is I have to be at the hospital at 11. That day morning, I will run. I'll start with a 10K. So 10, 12, 15, 18. That way I reached to my last dose at 18. I said I don't want to do a half marathon here, but I decided I'll do that on that day. And I'll tell Dr. Doctor, आज 10 भागे, आज 12 भागे, आज 15 भागे. And he's asking, why are you doing this? I mean, I'm allowing you to do, but why? If I may ask, on the same day only, why not other day? I said, so I'm here, coming here, and I'm so tired and fatigued because the body is anyways going through it.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to think कि मुझे dizziness हो रहा है, मुझे चक्कर आ रहा है. I am tired
See
and
all.
asleep. So I kind of joked with him. I am feeling like मैं शीशा मार रहा हूँ. And I'm feeling a dizzy feeling. I say, I don't want that feeling. I'm coming here, I'm tired and I'm asleep. So whoever's coming to sit with me also, I'll tell you can go down or come after some time. I'll call one or the
Yeah.
other time, most of the time my friends only. Few times my sisters came, one of the friends came, some relative came, but just keep me company for 4-5 hours. But out of that, most of the time I was asleep because of the fatigue. And I had a fixed group. I had my three close friends. As I said, Kaushik, Vinita and Shyam. We are the three. We would run, have a coffee. They would go back to their work and I would go straight to a shower and hospital. So that is the only way I kept people around me. I did not want any negativity. And I did not give anybody any reason to doubt that I am not fumbling anywhere. And when I felt that kuch lafda ho raha hai, I used to kind of isolate myself only at that time to tell myself that if I am seen weak, the ecosystem around me will crumble. So that was my only option.
You mentioned about Chandni multiple times about how she's been participant in your triathlon journey. And what I know about the running triathlon community in India, either your wife is angry about it or she's a silent supporter. But very rarely you would come across a couple like yours where the husband and wife are both equally interested in triathlons. So has that made a lot of difference to where you are in your triathlon journey? Or do you think it would have been fine otherwise as well?
No, it has made a tremendous difference. In fact, my this journey is only being continued because of her, to be very frank. Funny, but she was the one who kind of gave me the idea of doing my first Ironman because my half Ironman was done and we were planning a holiday in Europe. And she said, since we are going there and you're half trained, why don't you train for 2 more months and do it and then continue holiday? The moment she said it was, yeah, bingo. So for me, it was
Yeah.
very easy to do that.
Yeah.
She joined this sport much later than me, as far as the endurance is concerned, out of a concern of me, and she started loving it. And then she got into triathlon before me. I started loving it before of her. Obviously, she has 10 other things to do compared to me. So I graduated faster. But then she hooked on to it, obviously. So my house in Dubai, we have a very good ecosystem. I would put it that way, is that we've got
Yeah.
two trainers in the house. We both train together. Each activity, wherever, whatever, we go on our runs together. Obviously, we do our own sets or we do our own paces.
Yeah.
We are on the
Yeah.
bike together on the trainer if it's one of the weekdays. I avoid going outdoors on weekdays. Only for long rides I'm outdoors in spite of Dubai having the road because you have so much of morning hustle of the office. But having
Yeah.
said that, we spend so much time with each other, knowingly and unknowingly, that it helps building a bond also, like more as friends, discussing about triathlons, events, and obviously my other friends are also like that. So even in Dubai, everybody sometimes wonder this thing, yeah, how can you manage to keep training? I said, because I have my trainer with me. So she
That
understands
helps.
this, right? So that's how
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. That's true. So what's next coming up for you? What's 2026 calendar looking like?
Nothing thought of it yet, but
Mm-hmm.
if all going well, probably on my mind is California or Oman full. But again,
Mm-hmm.
not it's too early to decide. I probably may decide it in April, May, June, something like that. But till then, I'm just training. Easy zone twos, easy chit chat rides with friends. Till you make a decision, I just want to enjoy because I had a long training period. If you see, in a span of
Mm-hmm.
14 months, I did it a Turkey half Ironman, Spain full Ironman, and the T100 in a span of
Wow.
14 months. So after November,
Good.
we took a long holiday and now I'm kind of rebuilding it, but not rushing because no point of rushing and going easily. Also, I'm waiting what my wife wants to do next. Based on that, we'll think something
Your
part of
trainer.
the year. Yeah, my trainer.
That's it. Any Uber goals for your career? For any big goals that you're aiming at? Any records that you wanna go after at some point of time?
I've stopped going after that because the moment you start doing that, Hital, you stop enjoying the process.
Hmm.
Ask yourself,
Becomes a
why
chore.
did you start running? You started
Hmm.
running because you started doing a marathon or something like that because you love running. Now,
Hmm.
the moment you put a barrier to time and you don't
Yeah.
get the timing after 3 6 months of training, it hurts.
Hmm. Yeah.
And your marathon is stressed, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're always anxiety. You have anxiety. You have nervous issues. Oh, the weather is not good today. मैंने 3:30 सोचा था, in this weather अब तो 3:40 करना पड़ेगा. अरे छोड़ो ना
Yeah.
weather को. Just go enjoy. Go run your
Yeah.
heart out and see if you've trained well. If it has to happen, it will happen. If it doesn't happen,
Hmm.
don't fret about it. Are you going to
Yeah.
stop running tomorrow? Is this your last race? It could be.
Hmm.
It could not be. But at
Yeah.
least you enjoyed whatever it may be, right? As long as you're having
True.
your heart happy and mind happy, timings will follow.
Makes sense.
I
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
chasing a sub 2 half marathon, which I did not get in spite of doing 2 full comrades and 5 6 full half marathons. I stopped doing it and boom, I reached 150, 55, 50, 45, 40, all that in Dubai. But from
Yeah.
2010 to 2017, I could never crack it. 201,
Really?
203,
Wow.
all half marathons were like this. Then you're sulking for the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So where's the
Yeah.
where's the fun of it?
Very true. Ready for a lightning round?
Sure. What's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Questions. The lightning is gonna strike you. Okay, midweek 5K or 10K?
10K.
Long run 20K or 30K?
Quality to 20K.
Ironman or Comrades?
Training wise or race wise?
Training
Ironman any
wise.
day.
One inspiring book which you talk a lot about.
Oh, Rafael Nadal. Always.
One inspiring movie that kind of gives you the kick.
Any of the Rocky movies.
A movie star that you have always admired, male, female.
Many, beat Will Smith to the Thor guy. I don't remember his name now, but yeah.
Anyone closer home?
Sorry. Closer
Anyone
home.
closer?
I like Akshay
Bollywood?
Kumar
Okay, that's
for
interesting.
his lifestyle.
And pizza or Guju snacks?
Both.
You have to pick one. Sorry.
See, Guju snacks is not lunch or dinner. Pizza is lunch or dinner. That's why I said both.
That's nice. That makes sense. Mountains or beaches?
For holiday, mountains.
So that was my short of cracking lightning round. You'll get a hamper whenever we meet up. Hey, thanks a lot, Pratik. It's been a pleasure talking to
Same
you.
here,
And
likewise.
obviously, despite however much I know you, all it's always something new to know whenever we have a discussion like that.
True.
So keep running, keep inspiring, and keep
Sure.
motivating, man.
Bye.
Thanks.